Today we're talking about living with intention. We're talking about taking charge of our lives, and we can start today. We can start to take very intentional steps towards our goals, towards the kind of life that we want to live, because we have just one life to live and we have to make the best of it. We have to make the best of what we have. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing well. So today, like I said in my intro, we're talking about living with intention. Okay, living with intention means like taking very conscious, making conscious decisions, or making efforts to do things that would align with your purpose, doing things intentionally towards making your dream a reality. And I'm going to give you three amazing tips today that you can just start using and start just living your dream life. Let's get into the video. One of the major things you need to do is to find out what it means to live with intention, and that means clarity of purpose. What matters to you? What are you meant to be doing? What makes you happy? What sets your soul on fire? Make sure you understand if family is important to you, if it's going to be your job, your career. What is it that makes you feel fulfilled? Work towards that thing. Make decisions every day towards making that thing better. Okay, if family is your most important priority, if that's what you want to spend your time with, make sure you prioritize spending time with family. Look for activities to do with your children at least 6 or 7 times in a month. Find time for your parents, for your siblings, for your spouse, for whatever it is that makes you happy or makes you feel fulfilled. Find your clarity. Know what you want to do. Are you a career person? Are you someone that wants to rise up the career ladder? You want to become the MD of your bank someday, or the CEO of your bank where you currently work as maybe a cashier. You want to rise up, and so all of your energy is going into becoming a CEO in the next 10 years. So you are doing all of the exams, you are doing all of the certifications, you are doing everything. You are just being intentional. So having you need to have clarity. You need to know what exactly you want to work towards. Is it your body? Is it your weight? You don't feel comfortable with your body or with your physical appearance? You want to lose some weight? Make intentional and very conscious efforts towards going to the gym and eating healthy and doing something. Just make sure you are clear with what you want to do. It might be your business, it might be you might want to write a book. If what you want to do is to become an author, to become a motivational speaker, just do whatever it is it takes to make you become that thing in the nearest future. It doesn't have to happen immediately, but being intentional and living with intention means you are taking every single step towards what you want, towards achieving your goals. The littlest, the most insignificant detail will make a difference when you are trying to live with intention. Because now, if you are, for example, if your own what you want to do is to maybe lose weight or be physically fit because you are trying to do some things, or you are trying to compete for some things, maybe you want to be the most beautiful girl in the world or something. The little decisions you make, you have to let go of certain kinds of food. You have to let go of certain kinds of, there are some things, even your sun exposure has to reduce because your skin has to be flawless. There are little things you do. They may seem insignificant, but these are things that make you live with intention. You're being intentional about working towards your goals or working towards your dreams. You just want to do whatever it is it takes to make you get to that place where you are going. And then that is a very important point. That's my first tip, and it's really important. So the second tip I'm giving you is that you should be mindful when you are making your decisions. Okay, be very mindful, because you need to ask yourself the very hard questions. This thing I'm about to do, this decision I'm about to make, how does it align with my purpose? How does it align with where I'm going to? If you are, for example, if your aim is to become a top oil company owner, a CEO of an oil company, that's your aim in the next 10 years. That's what you want to do, right? You have no business going to learn how to farm, or you have no business going to learn how to sew, because this has nothing to do with with what you want to do. It has nothing to do with it. There's nothing wrong. There's no knowledge that is lost. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong in trying to have several sources of income. But when you are being intentional, when you are trying to work towards that thing you're working towards, You need to pay attention to details, okay? You need to make sure you are making very important decisions towards becoming that person you want to be, towards that life you want to live, towards that achievement, that dream you have, that goal you have. You have to make intentional decisions. You have to be very critical about it and find out if whatever decision you're making, if it aligns with what you want to do. I mean, you want to be a pilot, right? You have no business with learning how to become an event planner. Like, you now spend 2 years in event planning school, you are taking event planning classes, but you want to be a pilot. If you want to be a pilot, you go to the aeronautic school, or if there's anything like that, you go to the school for pilots, go and learn, you fly the plane, you do your internship, you do everything, so that after 5, 10, 7 years, you get your license and you can fly a plane. But you're not going to waste all of your time learning to braid hair and going to hair braiding school, but you want to be a pilot. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you are learning new things just on the side, just so that you can have some other skills, that's fine. But spending all of your time or wasting your time and not being conscious of the decisions you are making might waste your time. It might draw you back. It might make your goals further away for you. It may not make you get there faster. So you need to be very intentional. Live with intention. Everything you do, when you wake up in the morning, let every single thing you are doing point towards the kind of thing you want to achieve. Let it point towards your goals. Let it point towards what you want in your life. Make sure you're making that decision and you're very conscious about that decision. Another very important thing you need to do is to reject distraction. Make sure every single thing you're doing is pointing towards your goal. Like I said in the first 2 points, you don't have to jump on every trend. You don't have to do everything everybody's doing. Your job, what you want to do is, like I said earlier, you maybe want to be a pilot, and then you hear that your friend is in medical school, and then so all of a sudden you are dumping your pilot's ambition, and you want to sharply go into medical school to learn. You're just doing everything because you're hearing stuff. You're not focusing on what you want to focus on. You are doing every single thing except what you are supposed to do. You are doing every single thing except what will make you get to your goals. Your job or your goal is to become a professor. You want to have your PhD and do all of that. But instead of focusing on that, you are listening to, oh, this guy is doing one thing on the side. You want to run and do it. So the time you're supposed to spend on your thesis or whatever, you're spending it doing irrelevant things that might not really help you in the long run with your own goal. Because no matter how you look at it, even though it's very important for us to try our best to, you're trying to do one or two things on the side just to make ends meet, or you're trying to do one or two things on the side just to be financially secure. But at the same time, you need to also pay attention to your major purpose. What is that thing you want to do? You can't just be a jack of all trade and a master of none. You have to pick something, and that thing, you need to focus on it and let go of distractions. Okay, don't look to the left, don't look to the right. Focus on what you want to do, because if you keep looking all about, you get distracted. You won't even know what you want for yourself, and when you don't know what you want, it's a very dangerous place to be mentally, because now you are being threatened by everybody's progress in their own careers. You are threatened by people that are going into catering, people that are going into baking. You yourself, you don't even know what you want, so it's very difficult for you to even achieve your goals, because you don't know if you want to be a pilot, you don't know if you want to be a banker, you don't know if you want to be an actress, you don't know if you want to be an artist, you want to paint or you want to sing, you don't even know if you want to own a museum or you want to own a restaurant. You don't know what you want. But when you just get distracted by little information here and there, you hear that this person is now into oil and gas, this person is now into this and that, you are getting distracted. Cut out every form of distraction and focus on your goal. Your goal is to become an author, or is to become a teacher, or your goal is to become whatever, a footballer. Then go for practice, do all of the things you need to do to make your dreams come true, and don't keep looking at everybody else that, oh, I want to be a footballer, but this person is a painter, and I think I want to try my hands on some paint and start selling in museums or in art galleries or whatever. You don't even know what you want. So guys, try your best to stay clear of distractions, cut out distractions, and work towards your goal. If you want to live an intentional life, you need to live an intentional life. If you want to change your life, you need to take steps, active, really conscious steps. Like your eyes are open, you know what you are making precise decisions towards going for your goals. And in a couple of weeks, couple of months, couple of years, you just turn around and see that your life has changed for the better. You are now living your dream life, and you just keep going and you just keep going. I hope this video has encouraged you and inspired you. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.